Naila, why is English language important to learn?
This is because English language is an international language and is widely followed and understood by people across the world.
I want to learn this language.
To learn every language, there are some skills to develop. Follow this class to learn these skills.
Viewers of MTA Africa, you are welcome to our program English Language for Junior High School. We are gradually bringing our discussions on Introduction to Literature, the first part of it, to an end. We wouldn't be able to complete everything under literature under this set of lessons we're having for this time, but we shall continue with it in our next set of lessons. Class, we welcome you to the program.
Thank you, sir.
It is important we acknowledge those who have been helping us in having recordings on stories, poems, and riddles throughout these lessons. And we have solely relied on two schools so far. That is T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School in Kumasi and Hallmark International School located in Accra. We are most grateful to the teachers and the students of these two schools. We will say Jazakumullah Ahsana Jaza, which means Allah reward them with the best of rewards. Let's have a recap of our last discussion on plot before we go into today's lesson. We were supposed to listen to a clip. That's the last time we had discussion on plot. So we'll listen to the clip once more, and then we will ask the following questions after the clip. So let's listen to the questions. The questions we shall be asking is, the clip we shall be watching is the drought of Amanfrom. Good. Then in the clip, we'll be required to make a list of the relevant events in the story. When we talk of plot, we are referring to the various events, the various actions in works of literature. Good. When these actions are arranged in order as they occur, the order of occurrence, then we say it is what? A plot. So we shall make, when we listen to this clip, we'll jot down the various events from the clip. It's a story. It is a story you have listened before. So we'll have the opportunity to listen to the entire story today, and then we'll make notes on that, on the various events. Then we should be able to also say what each event contributes to the entire story. We will see a series of events, one event leading to the other. So take note, how does one particular event, the first event, contribute to the next event in that order up to the end? Because it's very important when you are studying literature, your plot. And then why do you think the narrator made Ebuburu sing last? There's one character by the name Ebuburu. That's a dove. In English, Ebuburu is dove, but the character is the name. That character sang last or came last to perform. So there's a question requiring us to say why we think the narrator of the story made Ebuburu come last in the event of the actions. And then the other question is, what would have happened if he had sung first? That's Ebuburu had been made to sing first. What do you think would have happened? So let's listen to the clip.
Obia want to say, and yebusuan bibi afa anansesem eho. Say ye ka say anansesem a ye be kan say yes. Ye be kan bo for say anansesem be kan bo for say yes.
Anansi stories.
Anansi stories. Now, anansesem ya adedi a eye asem bi a ye nananom e de to ho e ma ye titimbirimu a na enkola no na mo nyina mo hia na obia fanakunya, maame afanakunya, papa afanakunya na ɔma tena se fɛɛfɛ na nu twam a papa abɛtena se ana mame abɛtena se na waka anansesɛm a ɛdɛn akyerɛ ɔmo de nti ɔmo yɛ saa ne sɛ ɛboa ama mmɔfra mu ɔmo adwene dɛn ɔmo adwemu dɔ ɛboa ama mmɔfra nso ɔmo ano yɛ dɛn ɔmo ano te obi ate aseɛ nti anansesɛm yɛ asɛm bi a ɛyɛ dɛ paa meba bɛka ananse story bi akyerɛ mu sesi a na sɛ wobɛhu sɛ story no anaasɛ anansesɛm no ɛbɛkɔ na wieɛ no wobɛhu sɛ ananse anaasɛ de sii wɔ mmoa no mu nyinaa no na mmoa no mu no hwan na ne tiyɛ anaasɛ de wɔ good luck ɛne sɛ mmoa nyinaa tena ase ɛwɔ kuro bi ma a yɛfrɛ saa kuro no sɛ amanfrom na saa kuro no na ɛwɔ no na ɛyɛ mmoa nko a na ɛte kuro no mu na bɛyɛ mfie bɛyɛ 5 years anaasɛ mfie num no na nsuo ntɔ da ɛwɔ kuro no mu nti ɔhene na ɔyɛ mmoa no nyinaa hene aboa ɔyɛ mmoa no nyinaa hene na ɔyɛ akura aborɔfo de sɛ mouse very good mouse na ɛyɛ mmoa no nyinaa hene ana ɔmo sɛ ɔmo pɛ aboa a obetimi ato nnwom okay they wanted an animal that can sing for the rain to fall so ɔmo pɛ aboa obetimi ato nnwom na nsuo bɛyɛ dɛn ɛbɛtɔ na ɔhene sɛ aboa obetimi ato nnwom ma nsuo ne bɛtɔ no ɔbɛkye ne japadeɛ mu nyinaa tu na ɔde half ama no so imagine sɛ ɔhene ne wɔ cars 100 ɔkyɛ mu 50 na ɔde 50 ama aboa ko no ɔwɔ ɛdan 100 a ɔkyɛ mu 2 ana mmienu na ɔde baako ama dɛn aboa no ana ɔfrɛfrɛ mmoa no nyinaa baeɛ pɛ na ɔmafrɛ sebɔ aba wabɛgyina hɔ na wate mmeala na ɔtumi to nnwom no tumi no ɔtumi ɔgyina sɛ ɔyɛ ne ti sɛ ɔse mmeala me ɔsebɔ kora mpo a mepɛ sebɔ kora na obiale meyere mpo na mefrɛ no ɔse wɔ mbuwa me konkura mpo na mefrɛ no ɔse wɔ buwa me efiri meja chinchinga ada no dwada sɛ nsuo bɛtɔ ama me bia nom ɔse watea hey then the sun krana ewia ne started bomb so there was no sign of rainfall hey today they see here tipe and they say hey sebo park ho ko jaba bi ana sebo ko jaba bi ana mo frɛ aponche bro for your day aponche bro for your day yes aponche bro for your day goat aha na goat be gina ho obegyina pepepe no he say nyire nim say na aponche omote ohun say na obo bia no obo ne kwa ana obegyina ho na aponche gina ho saa na so ntu nyomu ne na aponche o start to say pum no obegyina o say miara ma aponche mpo mepe aponche mpo na obiare meyere mpo na mefrɛ no osi wo mbuwa me konkura mpo na mefrɛ no osi wo mbuwa me no oyi de nim no person osu ne ra ho meyere mpo na mefrɛ no osi wo mbuwa me konkura mpo na mefrɛ no osi wo mbuwa me efiri meja chinchinga ada no juada se nsuo beto ama me bia nom osi watia kai na weda na sesa but nsuo na ntɔ hey na ɔhene gyina odin ekura na ekura tutu ne ntama mu ɔno ɔte na konwa so aka ne na ato so just waiting say obi betu nnwom ama nsuo atɔ na wakyere japade ne mu na ɔde half aye den ama no ɛne yɛfrɛ odwan sheep ɔno so bɛgyina hɔ ana so odwan so to nnwom ne ɔse mmeara m odwan mpo a mepɛ odwan mpo na obiare meyere mpo na mefrɛ no ɔse wɔ mbuwa me konkura mpo na mefrɛ no ɔse wɔ mbuwa me efiri meja chinchinga ada no dwada sɛ nsuo ɛbɛtɔ ama me bia nom ɔse watea na nsuo na tekɔ na we apushi na odwan fia kɔ ɔno pam no kɔ odwan kɔ fia why I didn't tell mo pam no because there was a sign of what rainfall but obetu no nyamuye na weather no kwai den ɛsesɛ na asama embo ni nyina ba na aka aboa baako ɛsɛ oba na ebuburo do you know ebuburo is what Ebuburo is what? Dove. Do you know dove? Aha. Ebejina ho. Dove ebejina ho pepe. And I'm say ebuburo ba no. Oh, ne wunyina tutu. Some of the feathers have gone out. Ne wunyina den etutu the feathers ne tutu. Oh, ebuburo ebejina ho. No ba no we pushi no say fiakọ na jata apushi no. Na aponche so de na awo no. Na krama aka no. Ese omu feel say na wo kra no wo kete anoma wo impemfo se baba jataba aponchiaba embo ni nyina ba wo wetima obi enu otimi tu nyom no aba enso no toye na wona betima bibia na ya pato fiakọ no so metima tu nyom no o se metima tu nyom no so wo yes yo wo metima tu nyom no so wo metima tu nyom no am so okay wetima tu nyom ni hwe na ebubura be gina ho no mo ona oma bonama ebubura osu a ne wunyina ye moja ne ho ye moja ebuburo ho ye moja oh ebuburo osu ne wura ho oh adan enyum ke kan pese meto kire mu nti ana mo bu mi sei ebuburo mama mrenie enti mo ye me saa mo ma me kwa na meto nyom na ade na mo ye me saa obi maji mi o na ebuburo osu ebuburo ai basa ana mo ma ne kwan na ebuburo be gina ho no mo ebuburo be gina pepepepe na ebuburo start ye ojo no osu miara ebuburo mpo amepe ebuburo gba na obiare miara ebuburo mpo amepe meyire mpo ni na mese mefra no meyire mpo na mefra no ozu wo mu wa me konkura mpo na mefra no ozu wo mu wa me efiri meja chinchinga ada no ju ada sa izo abato amamo bianom ozo watia ne nso na to obi amo ne se ebuburo pa enti na nso no sate ya dai eto enti no we ni asema esiye ewo embo nyina family anase in the animal kingdom ana they wanted nso say nso be dai ebeto amomonye bia dai anom for so many years it was ebuburo no timi tu nyom no ama nso e dai eto ye enti mebusa wo say wo hwa den na wo su afisa asem yi mu ka bibi kire me yes
Mesua se oye kete ana oye kese a emfa ho ne efa ho se obetimi aya de na mana ye papa
bon sem kese mane pa.
Good. Now the first task for us was to make a list of the relevant events in the story. Yeah, so put down your list, the various events that took place, the most important ones, as in order as they occurred. Okay, it should be done. Then the next one is say what each event contributes to the entire story. Yes, pause there. Let me see the various events that occurred by your list. So the lists of events that took place in the story from the beginning to the end is the plot of that story. Yes, Masru, what are the events that occurred?
Mom said any animal who can sing for rain to, so that rain can fall. Mouse was the king.
Okay. He
told them to sing so that if they sing and the rain falls, he'll give that person half of his property.
Okay, that's one event. Yes. After that, what was the next event? Moise?
So, when they all gathered, Tiger was the first to come to sing. When he sang, it didn't rain, so they pushed him aside.
Okay, was it Tiger or Lion? Tiger. Sibo came to sing,
yes.
But after his singing, there wasn't any rain. Then after that, what happened next?
The lion also came to sing.
Lion also came to sing. Is that so? The lion sing? Did we hear lion actually singing? No. After Tiger, who came next to sing? We are still on you.
The goat.
Ojoin. And good. Ojoin came to sing. Then after him, what happened?
After he finished singing.
Speak up, please.
After he finished
Yes?
singing, he didn't. The
So after Tiger finished singing, who sang?
goat.
Was it goat or Ojoin?
Goat.
It's good.
It was goat.
Yes.
Goat came to sing.
Yes.
Okay.
After he finished, it didn't rain.
Okay.
So the sheep also came.
Speak up,
The
Munira.
sheep.
Speak up.
The sheep also came to sing, and it didn't rain.
Okay. So after that, after the singing of Ojoin, that is sheep, but before the king assembled them for this singing, something happened. And what was that? That was the first event. Yes.
Drought,
There was drought. For how
Yes.
many years?
5 years.
So that's the first event. The first event is that there was drought in where? Amanfro. For how many years? 5 years. Okay. How does each event contribute to the entire story? Each event. Hadn't been drought, we wouldn't have seen the animals coming to sing in that order. So you get those ones ready for it. Do you think the narrator made it? Why do you think Ebubro was made to come to sing last? Why? You see the way the story has been, the event has been arranged, and Ebubro was the last to come and sing. Why? Yes, Moise.
Because it was the smallest animal.
Because he was the smallest animal. Fine, it could be that. The other animals wouldn't have allowed him to be the first to come and sing. It could be one reason. Yes? What other reason? That's the only reason you have in mind. Fine. Then let's answer this. What would have happened if he had sung first? If Ebubro had come to sing first, what would have happened? Assuming he came to sing and the rain came, would there be an opportunity for other animals to come and sing? No. Do you get that? So the others would have been out of what? The race. So it is important because the narrator knows that when Ebubro comes to sing, it will rain. Ebubro was also made to come at the end to give opportunity for others to come. Good. This is just a recap of our previous lesson on plot to remind us of plot. Now let's go to today's lesson. We are still under elements of literature, and we shall be looking at the theme. Good. Theme is one of the elements of literature, so we are going to look at what it is. This is the objective for our lesson. We hope that by the end of the lesson, you will be able, to identify ideas writers of literature try to communicate to their audience. Good. And then you should also be able to analyze the ideas in objective 1 according to the literary work. And then you should also be able to rate these ideas in everyday life. Okay. So we are going to expressing ideas. So that people would always want to express ideas to others. This is a fact. As human beings, we always want to tell people one thing or the other. The old, the young, like you, the rich, the poor, the lettered, that is those who can read and write, and the unlettered, those who cannot read and write, would always wish to express their ideas to others. Is it true?
Yes.
Yes. We always see this. People will always want to say something to others. Why is that so? Why is it that people will always want to express their ideas to others? Why? What's the reason? Yes, Munira?
So that the unlettered people can learn more.
Okay. Not necessarily unlettered, but if you do not know what I have in mind, you'll be able to know more about what I have in mind. That is true. What else? Yes?
To make people understand them.
Okay. At times you express your ideas to others to make them understand you. Have you ever wished to express an idea to someone? That's a question. How did you go about it? Anytime you have an idea you want to tell someone, how did you go by it? At times, after days or years of experimenting with something, you finally wish to inform the rest of the world what your experience is all about. You see, as human beings, we experiment with so many things. There are so many things we go through. Then when we have gained enough information or experience, we want to tell the rest of the world what our experience is all about. Today you are in school, you are experimenting. One day you finish school and you have gained enough knowledge on something. You want to tell the world what it is. Some would do this by giving such ideas specific titles or names like kinetic energy, rational numbers, environmental degradation, and etc. People, after experimenting with so many things, they want to tell the world about what it is. They give what they want to tell the world a title, a topic. And we've met some of these topics like kinetic energy. This is someone's experiment. After the person has experimented and has come out with a complete information, the person named that idea kinetic energy. Someone also did similar thing and named that idea rational numbers. Someone also did similar thing and named that idea what? Environmental degradation. Today, I and you will read, and then we gain information from that. People experimented on those ideas, and then they came out with these names. You are in school today, you are learning something. When you even go on vacation, you tell your colleagues, or even you go back home, you tell your colleagues, hey, we learned A, B, C, D in school. That's how it is. So such ideas, now called topics or subtopics in some subjects, are made known to the world, that is to us, through what? People's what? Experiences. Most of the things we are learning today is out of that. We therefore have millions of such ideas or subtopics or topics in many subjects like mathematics, English, science, social studies, and what? ICT. Information, communication, what? Technology. So these are things we learn from several what? Subjects with specific subtopics and what? Titles. Good. But a group of people such as a poet, we know poet, yes, playwright, authors of story, do not name the ideas they wish to express to the world. They don't name them. You never see a poet wanting to tell you about something and naming it, giving it a topic like we see in other subjects in mathematics, in social studies. No. Pick any story. You will never see the ideas in topics. Have you ever? Pick any poem. You will never see any of the ideas they want to tell us in topics. Not at all. But they still have the ideas communicated to us. So these creators of literature don't wish to name their ideas as, example, greed is deadly. Even though the idea, the poet, the playwright, the narrator of a story is trying to communicate is on greed, the person wouldn't name it at all. So you wouldn't pick any literary work to see what you call ideas such as greed is deadly there, or respect anyone who comes your way. You will never see it. Meanwhile, they still communicate to us. So poets, dramatists, and authors of prose express the main ideas they have to the world by using characters to perform series of what? Events. That is what? Plot. The various events we have in any work of literature is known as plot. So you see the characters behave in a certain way from one action to the other, up to the end. Then you need to combine all those to understand what the piece of literary work is trying to communicate to you. So through the characters and plot, the main ideas in literature are being what? Demonstrated. For example, the clip we just watched and listened to, it contains a main idea. There's an idea that the narrator is communicating to us, but it is never named. So we look at the various actions of the characters, the various events that take place there, and then we are able to connect to get what the main idea is all about. So no one names such ideas. We've never seen anywhere these ideas are being named at all. So such ideas are left open to the audience to think through the various what activities of the characters and come out what with them. So I and you, we think through these activities, the actions of the various characters, and then we'll come out with the main idea. I and you are expected to determine what the main idea, a prose, a verse, or play what has. The main idea in any work of literature is therefore known as what? The theme. So anytime we hear theme, we are talking about the main idea in any work of what? Literature. Good. So the question I will ask is, the main idea in the piece of literary work we just watched is what? So keep it and tell me. So when we talk of theme, what it is, we say such as topics, just as topics do have subtopics, themes in literary works also do have what? Sub-themes. Good. A literary work may have one main idea with several sub-themes under each chapter, stanza, or what? Act. So you have one main idea, then you have sub-themes. Sub-themes. We have one theme there, that's one main idea. We have other smaller what? Ideas under it. So you must always identify the theme first before the what? The sub-themes. The sub-themes are mostly the moral lessons. Good. So our final turn on this, we say listen carefully to the literary work. That is the one we already watched. First, we had who is the protagonist there. Is there any antagonist there? And then you should mention one major event in it as well. And then we should identify the theme in it. So now the question is, what was the theme of the clip we watched, the story? What is the theme there? What's the main idea? Yes, Munira.
The main idea is that they wanted it to rain.
Yes, that was a challenge they faced. But at the end, when we look at it, what is the narrator trying to communicate to all of us?
No matter how big or small you are, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter in what?
In your
No matter how big or small you are, it doesn't matter in what?
in either, like, who is sensible.
You are not. Put your ideas together. Yes.
In your appearance.
No matter how big or small you are, it doesn't matter in solving what?
A problem.
A problem. So that's the moral lesson. So it is the theme. No matter how big or small you are, we are all capable of solving what? A problem. There was a problem and we saw who coming to solve. An animal that was very small and was not considered to be able to what? To solve. So do not look down upon others, saying that they are small. They can't solve a what? A problem. Good. Viewers, this is where time will permit us to be with you. We've been trying to understand what a theme is all about in this particular lesson. I must say that it is not that very easy in identifying the theme in any literary work. But the clue is that you should always ask yourself, what lesson am I learning from this particular literary work? The various lessons you would have been able to list, when you put them together, you'll be able to summarize it in one main whole. And that gives you the theme to that literary work. When we always ask the question, the theme in a particular work of literature, it's very difficult for students to think through and get the answer. But simply ask yourself, what are the moral lessons I'm able to take from this piece of literary work? And then you put the various pieces of the moral lessons together into one whole. And then you will be able to discover the theme for that literary work. Until we meet you again, we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.